Hello everyone and welcome to this Groovy JMeter tutorial series. In this particular tutorial, we will learn the difference between for, while and do while loops. So let's begin. In our previous tutorial, we learned about the for loop and we know that the loops are used for the iterations. When we talk about Groovy JMeter, so you will have to work with either for loop, while loop or do while loop. So you need to understand the difference between these three so that you can utilize the loop as per your requirement and the scenario. So the first thing is that when you should use the for loop. So for loop you should use when the number of iterations are known. For example, if you want to run for the 10 iterations, 5 iterations, you will be using the while loop when you don't know the number of iterations. Okay. And do while, it ensures that at least one iteration will be executed. Okay. And now for loop is best for iterating over the list, ranges and the sequences. And when we talk about the while loop, so it will run until a condition is met. So while loop is based on conditions. That's why we don't know the number of iterations. Okay. And when we talk about the do while, so executing at least once before checking the condition. So it will execute once. Then after that, it will keep checking the conditions. Okay. And then when we talk about the conditions itself, so predefined range or sequence in the case of for loop, in case of while loops until a condition is false. Okay. And in case of do while, condition checked after execution. Okay. And when these loops will be terminated. So in case of for loop stops after iterating through the sequence, whereas while stops when the condition becomes false. And finally, do while terminated when a condition becomes false after at least one execution. That's why you need to use the do while, where you need to ensure that at least one iteration should be executed. Okay, now let's go to the JMeter and see those practically. Now in JMeter, what we need to do is that just go to the test plan, right click, go to add, go to threads, go to thread group, and inside this thread group we need to add the sampler. Go to add sampler, JSR223 sampler, and here we'll be writing our script. So first let's learn about the for loop, and we know that for loop is used when we know the number of iterations. Okay, so the syntax is for, I say int I is equals to 1, then condition I is less than equals to 5, and then I plus plus, and then the body of the loop. So inside this, I will simply say print ln and I. Now, let's run this one and see what happens over here. So when I execute this one, if I go to the console, so you see that 1 to 5 got printed. And why I'm using for loop? Because I know that how many times I need to execute. Okay, 5 times. Okay, now let's talk about the while loop. And we know that when the number of iterations are unknown and it depends on a condition, in that particular case we should use the while loop. Okay, now let me give you a real-time scenario. You need to hit the API until and unless the API returns 200 status code. Okay, so 200 status code means that there is a success. So I will try executing the API until it returns a 200. So in this case, I don't know how many iterations I need to execute. Maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 15, right? So in that kind of scenario, you should use the while loop. Okay, so let's suppose I say int count equals to 1, and the syntax is that while. Okay, so first is the condition, right? While count is less than equals to 5, then we need to print something. Okay, and the interesting thing is that, for example, I say print ln, and here we print the count. And after printing the count, I am actually incrementing. So the difference, you see that here first we are checking the condition, then incrementing. So that's why it will keep checking unless the condition will not meet, right? So if I run this one and go back, so you see that it got printed 1 to 5. But here it depends on the condition, this condition. Okay. And finally, when we talk about the do while, so the use case is that when the loop must execute at least once, regardless of the condition. So either condition is true or false. In either case, it should execute only one iteration. Okay. So I will remove this part from here and let's say none. Now in case of do while, we need to define the do thing first. So do, here is the body, and here what we need to do is that we are printing, so print ln and print ln num, and then we need to increment the num. And once, because till so far we haven't checked any condition, so what happens here is that that's why it will execute once for sure. Okay, now after that I will say while now we have a condition num is less than or equals to, for example, we say 3. Okay, now let's run this one and see what happens. If I go here, so it will executing print ln to this one, then print ln num plus plus num is 1, print ln 1 while num is less than equals to 3. So you see that we got 1, 2 or 3 printed. So in case if I run this one, okay, then see what happens, because we are saying that it will always execute once, right? So if I run this one and go back to the console, so you see that 10 got printed here. Why 10 got printed? The reason is that first this part of the code will execute. So it will go here, it will print 10 and then incrementing a value. Then here it's checking num is less than equals to 3. So here num is 10. 10 is not less than equal to 3. False. But still, because this part of the code got executed, that's why 10 got printed successfully in the console. So this is basically how you can work with the for, while and do while. So let me summarize when you should use these loops. So you should use the for loop when you are working with the list, arrays or a fixed number of iterations, when you know that how many times you need to execute. When we talk about the while, use while loop when looping based on the conditions such as waiting for response, retrying, failed requests, right? Then finally, you should use a do while loop when you need at least one iteration before evaluating a condition. Okay, you see that before even evaluating a condition, we are executing one iteration. Okay, and what happens is that if I remove this part, it will be an infinite loop. It will crash the Jmeter because the condition will never becomes false. So when you're working here, you need to ensure that you're incrementing a value. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you like our content, then do like, comment, share and subscribe our channel. Once again, thank you so much and see you in the next tutorial.